Breaking news, everyone. The third part of the 70th episode of the series, Skibidi Toilet, has just come out. And here we will discuss it all in full detail. So make sure you do not skip any frame whatsoever. And get your tea and snacks ready. Today, we will discuss things such as: who or what killed Plungerman? Is the simp cameraman here? What destroyed the shoulder TV on Titan TV Man? What phrases did the secret agent say? And much more. Greetings, my dear viewers. The Square on Air. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like under the video to speed up the release of the next analytical video. Let's stop interrupting and let the analyzing begin. This wonderful episode starts with the same scene we left in the last part of the episode where Plunger Cameraman was opening the door. After this, he uses his jetpack and flies towards a corner of a wall. In the background, we hear G-Man talking, which probably means that we are very close to the place where he is located, and if we were to see him next or after the next episode, he will probably have some major upgrades. Anyways, then we see how the gate door opens and a Skibidi Toilet comes out. Quickly we notice that a message with the inscription "Transmission error and recording error" comes on screen, and we notice how the Skibidi Toilet walks right by us like we were not there. Moments after, our POV Plunger Man looks at his body, and we see how it's invisible. But what made them invisible? I know the answer to this, but I will say it when the person who did this shows up. Right after this, we see Dark Speakerman turn visible, and once the Skibidi Toilet fully passes by, we see that on the other corner, there is a cameraman still alive. And ladies and gentlemen, we all know this is our favorite terracotta twin who we thought died. But I actually predicted he was alive, and he just simply got a scratch. But anyways, let's continue analyzing. After this, we can clearly hear a voice talking, and this is the voice of the secret agent, or you can call the Fukboom. For anyone who is interested in the words he said, here they are. And once we get close enough, we see a scene where Dafuk communicates with the Skibidi scientist. I think that the secret agent used to work with the scientist before he was turned into a toilet. And the reason why he's a toilet is because they had strong disagreements and problems with each other, which is why he let the toilets turn him into their scientist and attempt to take over the world by creating larger and stronger army if Skibidi Toilet. And this was the reason why the transmission error and recording error was on the screen, because that way, all the cameras cannot record scenes of the secret agent because he's obviously a secret, and transmission error for just in case they come out of the scene alive, they won't remember the scene where the secret agent was in. And perhaps when he's hidden like previous episodes like 57, 61, and 65, the message doesn't show up because he's hidden. But why was the secret agent talking to the scientist toilet? Is he a traitor and playing both sides? IR, is he just tricking the toilets and distracting them? After all, he said his little pals will kill him. But who are these agents? Have you ever noticed that ever since the Plunger Cameraman has been showing up, secret agent also? Like episode 55 and episode 63, where the upgraded version of him comes. One of these theories I will tell once we fully analyze the episode, because at the end of this episode, we two important characters, which actually played a huge part of this plan. Lucky Cameraman is one of the secret agent's pals. He has not always been on the secret agent's side because in episode 65 we actually see the secret agent spying on the terracotta twin, but I will make a full separate video on the topic of what if and some other theories which I won't say in this video because it will turn out a little too long. But now let me actually answer the question of why the secret agent is talking to the scientist toilet. Perhaps he's trying to trick or somehow distract the toilets while his agents come in to kill him, and he was playing their side while this takes place. But anyways, let's go ahead and keep analyzing. After this, we see how the secret agent disappears of the screen, and the Skibidi scientist quickly turns around, meaning that he probably already expected them to come, since the secret agent was talking about them. Then, the Skibidi Toilet that passed tight by us when we were invisible comes back really fast, and activates his lasers and shot it at Plungerman, which kinda left him wounded. But anyways, Plunger Cameraman uses his device and quickly closes the gate door. Then, the Skibidi scientist pressed a button and activated a large laser. Plunger Cameraman quickly uses his device to deactivate the laser, but another laser gets activated and manages to hit Plunger Cameraman hard. But that wasn't the end for him because he uses his device to once again deactivate the laser, and once he gets up, he sees the scientist about to escape. Plunger Cameraman does not let this happen whatsoever and closes the gate where he was going to escape. The scientist turns around and immediately attempts to escape with his teleport ability. Our POV cameraman acts quick and uses the device to disable the teleport ability. And to be honest, I had no idea that this device could stop someone from teleporting. Which we do have to remember, that we have only seen the device for around 3 episodes, even though it feels longer because of the weight of the episodes. But this device might actually have more potential than we think. We already know that this can hack through doors, it can disable lasers, and it can now disable the teleport ability. I think that the Alliance will use this to their advantage and make different kinds of weapons with the same power and practicality, recreate this device and its technology in larger weapons like cannons and stuff like that, and this really seems like it could be true. But let's remember that the Alliance could upgrade this weapon, and it probably has way more powerful abilities, because we haven't seen one that can truly go against the Astro Toilets. But maybe it could have the ability to disable the Astro Toilet's arm tentacles, or whatever you want to call them. But anyways, let's continue analyzing this amazing episode. Our POV cameraman shows the scientist he wants to fight, be signaling him the bring it on sign with his hands, and scientist actives his jetpack as well as his lasers. Plunger cameraman manages to dodge most of these attacks since we saw how he got jetpacks and headphones. But now that I actually am thinking about how this got here, everyone thought there was a traitor among the Alliance, including me. But with the release of the 3rd part, I think the secret agent himself put these there for the duo, or the secret agent simply sent the camera ghost or simp cameraman. But what if the twins never died? You might be thinking, Square cameraman, this theory can't be possible because we saw them get destroyed. But the thing is, my dear viewer, is that we didn't see any particles when Michael Jackson toilet destroyed the twins. So I think that they might have used their teleport or invisibility ability at the last second and were able to escape. And if we think about it, these agents who work with the secret agent have always been sus. For example, we already Terracotta Cameraman was probably one of the sketchier ones, but also, the 2 twins have also been acting sus. But what about Simp Cameraman? He never acted sus. Well, he hasn't been suspicious. He has been sus with TV Woman. But that's besides the point. My theory for how Secret Agent might have been able to save Simp Cameraman is that the Alliance might have left him in episode 57, and we know the Secret Agent was there, so what if the Secret Agent took him and repaired him to give the Alliance various hints and various ways to inform stuff to the Alliance? I will leave these theories for another video because it will turn out too long. But anyways, then we see how Dark Speakerman threw a dagger which almost hit Scientist in the eye, but instead it went 1 inch lower. Plunger Cameraman attacks with his spike plunger, but Scientist uses his claw and knocks him all the way back. After, Skibidi Scientist uses his claws and breaks Dark Speakerman's body in half. Plunger Cameraman tries to attack once again, but gets stuck in his claw. Dark Speakerman uses his jetpack, and even being on half a body, he tries to save his friend. But the Scientist toilet throws Dark Speakerman and Plunger Cameraman throws his plunger at his glasses, which went to his eyes. And we actually see him bleeding, but this does not stop him whatsoever, and he uses his laser to knock the Plunger Cameraman back. Then, he also uses his laser against the Dark Speakerman, which unfortunately ended the carrier of the Dark Speakerman. But just when Scientist was about to escape with the teleport ability, a knocking became to sound, and we see the reinforcements team arrive. I don't know if anyone noticed this or not, but instead of the large TV man having TVs on his side, he actually has speakers now. I don't know since when he has had these speakers, or if they are just new. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Large TV man said a line here, but we will listen to them at the end of the video. Anyways, then we see a new ability for the TV man, and we see how they are now able to take away the teleport ability by sucking the energy with their TV screen. Then, Scientist Toilet attempts to use his laser against the large TV man, but he strikes back by using his TV light, and with the speakers he made a large sound which ended up pushing the Scientist Toilet back. After this, we see how the Scientist Toilet uses a device to open up the ground go through there, which we thought he had escaped, but it turned out we were wrong, as the large TV man signals the agents to go back as well as saying a sentence. But then we see how the scientist was building another large body with even more powerful lasers, and he brings it up. But it seems to me like this body isn't fully finished, as it does have way more powerful laser, but the other one had more defenses than this one. After this, we see how the Scientist Toilet uses these insanely powerful lasers and breaks the gate door. But my beloved TV woman and the large upgraded cameraman we saw in part 1 comes. And now we see how powerful the laser that the large cameraman has. Because even if it's not going to do any damage whatsoever to this huge body, but it was able to do lots of explosions. But then Scientist Toilet manages to hit this agent and kills him, which is unfortunate. Comment F in the chat to pay respects to this agent. But once we thought Scientist Toilet had won this all, we see how his lasers turn off, and he starts going crazy, moving from the other side to the other. And as we can guess, it was the woman trio who were taking the scientist out of his fake body. And we see them fighting with the real scientist in the air with tons of blood. After the woman trio lands, we actually see how Camerawoman got a new upgrade on her gun on her head. But now, we see how the scientist pressed a button which opens the roof. But that was his worst decision of his life, because we see the Titans, and Blood literally screamed. I don't know about you, but I wasn't looking at the screen when this happened, so his scream scared the shit out of me. But now if we pay close attention to the Titans, we see how Titan TV Man's shoulder screen is broken, which I don't know if it was there before because it's been a while, but I don't think it was there. And what caused this? Perhaps that could have been the main reason why he got mad in part 1 when the Astro Toilet threw his own sword at him, but it didn't really seem like it hit the TV screen. Perhaps they went on various off-screen fights since we know that after all this is the toilet base and there is tons of toilets, but how will they recover this TV screen? Maybe these screens actually have 3 to 2 layers since I know the TV scientist wouldn't be that dumb and put one when he knows that that's what caused his failure last time. But anyways, then we see how the Titan cameraman picks up the scientist and starts to burn him eye to flames. Right after, Titan cameraman passes it to the Titan TV man, and Blood literally rizzed the scientist up one last time because he uses the Roblox Riz face. Then, Titan TV man passes it over to Titan Speakerman. Titan Speakerman uses his speakers and starts to punch the scientist, indicating his revenge because, as we all know, the scientist toilet was the one behind the infection of the Titan Speakerman in the first place. But then we see how the scientist is fully dead, and sad music starts to play, and the large TV man teleports in and we can quickly notice how his screen is kinda broken, and he says a phrase here which I will put all of them at the end of the video, and you can notice a normal cameraman agent sitting on his shoulder. That's how big he is. And Plunger Cameraman gets close to the Dark Speakerman, and we see how he is heavily injured, and Plunger Cameraman gave him his last dab before dying. And I can't lie, the music in this scene melted my heart even though it's an animation. And we can see how TV Woman was crying here too. And Plunger Cameraman looks at Camera Woman, and we can see the transmission error and recording error back, and my favorite Terracotta Twin, which looked at the Plunger Cameraman and left sad. But then, when we look a little more to the right, we see 2 ghost cameramen appear and give each other a hand. Which I do have tons of theories for this, which will be on another video. But then, the 2 cameramen look at Plunger Cameraman and activate their green flashlight and teleporting us to the secret agent. Here we can see how the secret agent has 1 camera head, 1 speaker head, and a strange book of some sort. And the secret agent says, "Well done. Thanks to you that the scientist is cooked, however, bigger threat is coming. That's why certain things have to remain secret. There is no evidence but one. This battle you did not survive, Plunger Man." This really left me shocked. But what does this mean? I think that the Plunger Cameraman was fine, but the secret agent decided to end him because he was the only one who had evidence and experience on the secret agent and camera ghost. Even though the Terracotta Twin also does, but he works with the secret agent, which is a valid excuse. But then we see on the top, critical damage, and the Plunger Man's camera starts to glitch, while Camera Woman was going to save him. But TV Woman stopped her while also being sad, and Plunger Cameraman gives Titan Cameraman, his best buddy, a final thumbs up before his camera turns off, and he completely dies. This scene left me heartbroken if I'm being honest, but that was the end of this amazing episode. This really is the end of an arc, as the scientists no longer exist and tons of agents died. I still have so much theories to tell you, my dear viewer, but I will have to tell you what I think will happen. episode 71 in a separate video. I apologize for not uploading much during the puzzle and leaks, but I had IRL problems which I hope you forgive me for. But that's all for this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to pay your respects to the agents who died, and join my Discord as the latest news about what happens to the series and to me are always there. and may the force of the square be with you. Good luck.